Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septerra18. I have another fun project that I created using the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punchboard. I had just recently shared another fun adorable project where you can make these file tab note cards with a pocket using two 6x6 papers. These are just such a cute little set, and you get to make these two file tab note cards or a tag shape style note card, and then there is this pocket insert with a hidden paper clip as well, so you can make one of these, and there's a little pocket here as well to add a little note card or a little booklet as well. And I just thought this was really fun to put together and really easy as well, so I'll put that link down below if you've missed this project that I've come up with. So then I wanted to make something else with the punch board. It's a great tool to have, other than making envelopes of different sizes with the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. You can also make other projects as well. So this is another one that I've made, and it's a large folio file tab folio folder with a couple of pockets. So it opens up this way, and then you've got your two pockets here, and then there are these two tabs where you can use this to add your label or what you'd want to call the folder or date it. So I just thought these would just look great as a making your own do-it-yourself folio folder with the file tabs, and it would also make a great journal cover as well. You can add your pages in here, and then you can sew in the middle here, and then you've got all of your pages, and then you've got your pockets to add all of your other bits and pieces. You can use it as a traveler's notebook cover, and add your signatures in through an elastic that you may want to just wind around the cover and slide your pages in. You could add your planner sticker sheets if you're a planner. So it's just a great storage to add any of your large ephemera pieces, papers, note cards, sticker sheets. Just another fun way to use the punch board. And it only uses one 12x12 paper to make the file tab folio folder, and then there's an extra strip that you're going to cut out, and so I thought I'd make a little coordinating little match booklet pocket for some ephemera pieces, so you can hold some of your ephemera pieces in here, and there's a little pocket to hold them in there. And then I just made another piece as a little tiny little envelope, and you can add some little tiny tags. You can put some tags in there, some stickers, just some of the little smaller pieces that might be a little too small to put in your folio folder pocket. So you can make yourself some little tags, and then you can just place the little pockets in here and just slide them in there as well. Or you could add a little paper clip and add them to the front. So I just thought I'd make these little pockets to go with it. So I just thought this is really cute. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these really easily with one piece of 12x12 paper. So you would just want to choose your 12x12 paper, and I'm going to just grab my paper. So you're going to need the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. You're going to need a large scoreboard as well. So you're going to need that, and a paper trimmer. If you don't have a paper trimmer, you can just use your scissors and a pencil and ruler to create your guide on where we're going to make our cuts. So these are the three tools you're going to need. And so I'm going to start with cutting the paper first. So I've got my 12x12 paper here, and we are going to line your paper, and we're going to cut it at the 10-inch mark. So your paper will be 10 by 12 inches, or you want to cut it at the 2-inch mark. So it just depends. You just want to cut your paper at the 10-inch. I'm going to cut that all the way down, and then you'll have this little piece here which is cut at the 2-inch mark, and then it's 12 inches. And we're going to cut this piece. Oh, I won't cut that, just put this to the side because I'm going to show you some different options, what you can do with this if you don't want to make the two little pockets. And then now you've got this piece. And we just make some score lines. And so we're going to place your image, your cover facing down. On the 12-inch side, we are going to score at 1 inch, 6 1/4 inches, and then you're going to turn your paper around so that 1 inch mark is facing on the top, and we're going to score down here. This will be the part where you make the pocket, so it's going this way, just so you have an idea. This is the pocket part, and we're going to score at 2 inches all the way down. So that's the scoring all done for that. And I'm going to grab the punch board, the envelope punch board. And what we'll do first, we are going to use the 6 1/4 inch score line that we scored here as our guide. So what we'll do here with that score line, we're going to slide that in your punch board. I might just bring this down a little bit so you can see where we're going with this. And we're going to slide this score line along the 2 inch mark. Let me just bring this up. So the score line is going to go along that 2 inch mark. I'm going to grab, we don't need that. We don't need the scoring tool here. And we are going to punch that out once you've got that lined up. And then you've got that little notch. We're going to now slide that score line all the way over to the 4 1/2 inch mark. So the score line's on that 4 1/2 inch. And we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to punch that out. And now we've got those two notches. We're going to turn this around this way, and we're going to do that the same measurement. So we're going to line this corner here on the 2 inch mark. Punch that out, and we're going to slide this all the way over again to the 4 1/2 inch mark, and we'll punch that out. So now you have your paper with these notches on the right corner. And what we're going to do next, we're going to grab the trimmer. So there is a bit of to and fro with this project, but this is the way that I was able to make the folio folder. So what we've got here now, I'm going to just bring this up a bit. Sorry about that. So there we go, just a little bit, just so we can see everything. We are going to cut along here all the way across up to the part where you got that U shape, and then also along this part up to here where they've got the U shape. And I'm going to use a trimmer to do that, but you can use a ruler and a pencil and just lightly make a guide there, and then you can cut it with a pair of scissors if you don't have the trimmer. So I'm just going to line my paper in here. Hopefully you can see all that. I'm going to use my the metal wire to guide me where I want to cut this. So I want to cut it all the way across till I get to there and stop there, and then the other piece I'm going to cut off up to there. So I'm just going to line that up. So I'm just going to just bring this up to the top. This is easier. You might not be able to see my paper in frame, but I'll show you once I've made the cut. So let me just bring that all the way up to there. So I'm going to cut all the way down, all the way to the part where you've got that U shape and stop. And then I'm going to do the same on that other corner and just cut all the way up to that part. So you can see that part's been removed, and now this part I can remove that. So you have a tab shape now on the top part of your folder. And now I'm going to do the same on this side and do it exactly the same, and I'm going to cut this all the way up So going through that score line, go all the way up to that part, and then cutting this part as well. And then I'm going to use this straight part as my guide to keep the paper straight, so it doesn't cut crooked. So I'm just going to line that up onto that part of the trimmer. So I'm just going to cut this up now, all the way up, and stop there. And then I'm going to cut this top piece off and remove that as well, and stop there. So you can see that's where it's going to get cut off. I've just stopped it there so you could see. And then you'll have a side tab as well. So you've got your tab on the top and your tab on the side. And I'm just going to use my scissors now, and we are going to remove this little piece here on the corner. We don't need this little piece, so we'll cut that out. I'm just going to slightly cut that down a little bit. So there's this part that's been removed, and then you've got these two pieces. And what we'll do now, I'm going to grab the punch board again. And using that same score line as our guide, I'm going to slide that in. I'm just going to lift that up and put that on the top. You're going to see, I want to put that score line as centered as I can along that metal thumb notch, just somewhere in the middle there. Can you see that? And then once you're happy with where it's centered, I'm just going to punch that out. Just do that and you'll see what I mean. When you punch it, you're going to have that U shape just under there. I'm going to flip this over this way using that same score line. I'm going to repeat that as well, and just finding my center on that metal part, and then punch that out, and then I'll have the same top and bottom. So I'm hoping you can see all of that. And what I'll do now is I'm going to corner around this corner, and this corner with the punch board again. And there is a part at the back here where you can create a corner rounder shape. And I forgot to mention in my video where I made this, I did corner around these corners with my corner rounder punch, but you can actually use the back part of your envelope punch board to create these corners, which I didn't show you in that video, but I thought I'd mention that in case you use that project. So we're going to corner around this corner, this one, and this one. So I'm just going to go to the back, slide that in, punch that out, and I've got a corner shape. It just tidies up these corners. You don't have to do this, but since there is a part we can make these shapes, why not use it? And now what I'm going to do here, this part here, I'm going to fold this over now and slowly just assemble the folio folder now. So I'll fold that over. You can use your bone folder to give it a good press. I'm going to bring this side over now and go along that score line. And then where we've done that fold, just down here where we've made that little notch, I'm going to just cut just about here, just a little bit, and cut all the way up to that score line. Just a slight little angle, so it's not going to be a straight cut, just a little small one, and go as close as I can to that score line up the top, and as straight as I can, and you'll see what it'll look like when you open it. So when you open it up, you'll have this sort of shape. It just helps fold your folder easily with this little gap. And then I'm just going to corner around these a little bit with my scissors just to give it a nice corner shape. You don't have to do this. I just thought I'd just tidy that up. So you'll see when you fold this up, this will be now your pocket on one side, and you fold this up and that becomes your pocket, and then it just sort of tidies up, gives you a decorative corner here as well. So we're pretty much coming to the end to make your folio, and all we do now is we're just going to glue these two ends here, and that will give you your little pockets. So I'm just going to add some glue here. And some glue over here. And then just glue that down, and I'm just going to leave this to the side so the glue can set. And there you have your large folio folder with the file tabs or your journal cover. And I think that just turned out really lovely, and it's such a great size for your bigger paper goods or whatever you would like to use that for. And then you've got this strip which was cut at 2 inches by 12 inches. You can use this as your belly band to use as a closure for your folio, and you can just slide it down the bottom there, and there is enough room for you to add a Velcro dot here, and then you've got yourself a belly band to keep your folio folder closed. Or you could cut this in half, and you'll have 2 pieces, and you can add an extra pocket down here for another little spot for smaller ephemera pieces, and you can add another one to this side, so you can have 2 pockets there to add 2 little tuck pockets. Or you can place it on the inside, so you still cut your pieces in 2, and before you glue these 2 pieces down, add this to the back, and then you'll have an extra front pocket here and another back pocket here, and then you just glue the sides down. And then the same with this side, you can add that to the back here, and you'll have another pocket here and another pocket at the back. So before you glue this down, just add that to the back, and then you'll be able to work your way on how to glue your pocket down. So that's another way to do that. But I want to make these 2 cute little ephemera pockets, and these make cute little gifts as well. If you want to make these just with your 2-inch strips. So I'm going to cut this in half at 2 inches. Oh, sorry, at 6 inches. So I'll just cut that, and I'm not going to use my scoreboard. I'm just going to fold it without any measuring. So I'll just put that there for now. So we'll make the little match booklet, which is pretty straightforward. There's, I'm sure most of you know how to make one of these, but just to not waste any of the papers, I'm just going to fold it about that much, just like that, and then bring this one over and just overlapping it just a little bit. As you can see, not too much, just a little. It's probably about 1/4 of an inch overlap. Press that down, and that will get placed on the inside. I'm just going to use my little Heidi Swap tiny attacher, little mini stapler. I'll just staple that just a little bit above that fold line and on this side. You don't want it too high up, otherwise you won't be able to bring your closure in, and that just tucks that in nicely. And then you've got your little spot here for your little tag or little ephemera pieces, and it's a perfect little spot. And that closes up. And then you can corner around these corners with the envelope punch board if you wanted to. So just do that. And there you have that. You can also corner around these corners as well if you wanted to do that. So there's that one piece done, and now I'm going to make the little cute little envelope or pocket envelope. So I'm just going to place it in the middle, so it's roughly about on the edge of the 1-inch mark there. So it's pretty much where the middle is, and I'm just going to punch that out, and that'll give me that little notch. And I'm not going to fold it down, I'm just going to go like this for now. I want to make sure the closure is going to completely cover that notch before I press everything down, because if I go too high, you're going to see that little bit. So I'm just going to bring it about there. Then I can press that down, and then I'll press this down. So now that's all covered, and I'll just also do the same thing and do that on the closure. And glue down the sides of the pocket. You want just a small amount of a bead of glue to the edge, so that way you have more room for your pocket. If you put too much glue, you lose the extra space. So once that's all glued, your pocket's all done. And what do we? So now we have your folio folder with the side tabs and with a decorative corner here. With this part also, you don't have to do that if you don't want to add that, and you can just leave it with a squared corner. But I thought this decorates it a little bit. So there is your folio folder with your two cute little coordinating ephemera holder pockets, a little mini match booklet, and a little envelope. And I'm going to have these sets in my Etsy store shortly. I will do a video again, and I'll just show you what's included in the little, or in the folio folder pack, so you'll know what you get. So I'm putting a few of these together for my shop in case you would like to purchase the ones that I put together using the papers I'm going to use. And I'll be back with that video for you. So I hope you've enjoyed this fun large folio folder with file tabs using the We Are Memory Keepers Envelope Punchboard with coordinating little ephemera holders. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.